welcome everybody. It's great to see all your bright, smiley, happy faces all around me in this Zoom room. It gives me great pleasure to see the continuation of the Tuesday night training series that we started last year. And it's particularly special tonight. We have an international trainer with us all the way from District 74, Lucinda Harman. I'm really excited about tonight's presentation. I think it is really important for the district to be able to get out there again as we get back to building back better, back to the new normal, back to the future. Not quite sure where we're going back to, but we're going back out there into the real world. And so it's a great pleasure now to invite Elizabeth Jordan to do a formal introduction to our tonight's guest speaker.
Thank you, Mr. DD. It is my great pleasure also to introduce our guest speaker. I've heard her on several occasions all around the world. And one thing I was sure of was we needed her in D71. Here is someone who is filled with ideas. She is forthright, she is energetic. And as I said, she's exactly what we need in D71. Lucinda is a TEDx speaker, and I really would urge you all to listen to her TEDx speech. She's an international speaker and coach, of course a Toastmaster, and a past division director, so she can tick all the boxes for a great speaker. I think above all, what I've seen in her that I haven't seen in many other people is this passion for sales that can translate in helping us. And I think tonight, as I said, we're in for an absolute treat. And as I said, she's going to leave D71 richer than she found it. So, Lucinda, I just want to hand over to you, and we're looking forward to a fantastic evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to District Director and to your Club Growth Director, and for inviting me to be part of your district. I originally did when I heard about this incredible initiative. For the club growth, the new initiative. I said, hey, I want to come, I want to be part of this, I want to help you. And, you know, I came to that first ever, your meeting, and I was inspired. I was like, yeah, this is great. Be part of club growth. My big word is that my tagline in the world is, let's grow together. Hashtag let's grow together. And I'm known as the growth strategist. It's all about growth, and more growth. So I've got some questions for you tonight, and I would like you to, in the chat box, write them down, because I would like you to think about it. And I reckon you'll be thinking about these two questions for a couple of days, and do take them to your clubs. Question number one, coming up fast and furious. Why did you join Toastmasters? I'll repeat it. Why did you join Toastmasters? You're welcome to pop in the chat box. I will give you my answers afterwards in case anyone needs me to just lead you on your way to understanding that question. Number two, so why have you stayed? So why have you stayed? To learn about public speaking. I joined Toastmasters because I realized I wasn't being invited back to speak again at any event that I'm invited to. And someone said to me, baby, your speeches are not as good as you think they are. Come to Toastmasters, get evaluations, and become a decent speaker. And I also wanted the TEDx stage, which I accomplished last year, November. So I achieved everything. Now my question is, but why are you staying? What has made you stay? And there's your second part that you need to answer. And this is important, that you know these answers inside of yourself, and that you know this when you're going into your clubs, in whatever area you're in, and you're talking to one of your members. These are two very important questions. And now I will start with the actual presentation. So we just quickly just look through those questions. I want to actually get some feedback from you first before I dive in. Learn and develop. Yep. I stay because speaking is actually enjoyable. Oh, I like that, Philippa. To be more confident so I could do talks like business. Absolutely. A lot of people do that. Learn speaking and leading by doing. I want to improve my speaking skills, be more confident because it was recommended by my mother. Lovely, good mother, awesome mother. Joined to get my confidence back. I joined Toastmasters because I want to be a better speaker for the venture of growing. Love it become more confident speaker, to learn public skill by doing. There we go. And fun, growth fun, and friendship, find my voice. We all have different reasons for starting. And this is the most important thing that I can teach you today, is that everybody has a different reason for starting and everybody has a different reason for staying. And if we try and do the cookie cutter method, we're going to lose a lot of people. If we're going to keep on saying and putting out there for every single club, and all our clubs are just ordinary Toastmaster clubs, and we're out there and we all say that we are a communication and leadership organization, we're not going to go terribly far. But if we find those pinpoint, as we're going to go through, we find those extra special things for your club is going to grow exponentially. And that's what I want to see, your extraordinary growth. I want to see extraordinary District 71 clubs. I want to be able to visit your clubs. I go to 2 of your clubs. I get pulled in very quickly, Toastmasters for golf and Blarney. And I move around every now and then. And it's very important to get that flavor going, get the movement going. I'm going to say one other thing. I've really been thinking a lot about this particular workshop because I wanted to separate from the one I did in District 91. There are 2 facts. They're the most important thing in the world. If there's one thing, again, I can say to you is, what is important is that people get value and they feel valued in anything. Let's look at your job. If you're not getting paid the money you believe you're worth, and you're not being valued, and you're not getting self-and development, and you're not growing in your company, you're not going to feel valued, and you're going to leave. And if you don't get recognition and feel that you're valued to your company, you're going to leave. The same as in Toastmasters. If I'm sitting in a club, and my club don't care actually about my goals, they don't care about my growth, they don't give me opportunity, I feel like I'm just sitting in the corner, I'm going to go, why must I pay my dues? But if I feel there's value in this education program, and there is so much value, I taught this weekend real life transferable skills. I'm passionate about it. There's so much value in this organization. You can go anywhere, grow anywhere. You can become anything you possibly, from a leader to a trainer, a coach, a mentor, a speaker. There is so much out there for you. And it starts from those club meeting role, those skills you learn in club meeting roles, the things that we often go, oh, do you have to do game, timekeeper, I'm counter, oh, wow, wow. No, they're great. They're teaching us skills. The second thing you learn is pathways, the most incredible thing. We're learning in pathways. We've been given fantastic skills in those pathways we select. And the third part is those leadership roles, starting from the club level, moving out into any of those things, being a sponsor, a mentor, a coach, a trainer, going right up to being district director, beyond into the actual board. That is where the gold lies. And you know what? It's self-paced. You can say, I want to go far, and you can say, I want to stay at home and safe. And you can sit in the back of a room for 3 years and never speak. And you can jump and dive and finish like I did my Distinguished Toastmaster Award just over 1.5 years. It depends on what you want to get to. I am now going to share the screen, and then we'll take it on from here. Keep those questions coming. I did say I'm open for questions. I would rather we answer every type of question we have than you sit and you start thinking about a whole lot of things. And I really want to give you gold tonight, and as much as I can. So please shoot those questions. We will be, we've got people watching. Antonio, we know well from Schilling as well, is entering the room at the moment. Right, first of all, attracting guests. And I chose those crazy lollipops. You see those lollipops? Why would you want to buy that lollipop? Well, it's a whole lot of fruit all on a stick, and it's nice and cold. And, you know, I can sell that thing, that lollipop. And it's the same thing as selling Toastmasters. If I'm going to make it so enticing, something that you want more than anything, guess what? You're going to come and find out more about this incredible program. If I tell you that is the most affordable, effective education program in the world, would you believe me? Please go have a look and see what people charge for training and courses. I paid a Welsh lady over 100,000 Rand, which I think someone worked out the other day to me. I can't remember how much it was, but I don't remember. It was 200,000. It was 200,000 Rand. You got to divide that by 20. Yes, by 20. You'll work out that sum. And I went nowhere. I learned nothing. I came to Toastmasters 6 months and I gained more than I could ever have imagined. And that was $45. $45. That's all it took. So attracting guests into your club. Who are your ideal members? The worst thing you can do is if you market to everybody, because nobody is going to come. If I'm going to be a club that wants absolutely anybody everywhere, any place, any language, any culture, anything out there, when you shoot like an open gun out there, you hit nothing. So it's really important to work out who are those ideal people you want to hang with. Who are those people you want to surround yourself with? What is the nature of, yes, the scattergun approach? It doesn't work very well. It's like a splattered toad approach. I don't know how else you can put it. It's really important to work out that they always talk about niche. You've got to find out who they are. That is what I do love about the two, especially the one club, Toastmasters for Golf. Love that club because they've niched it down to golfers. And I love coming. I mean, I'm thinking about all these golfing speeches at the moment. But it's really important. The more people are niching clubs, stammering clubs, people have created gardening clubs. They've created a book kind of Toastmaster club, a writing Toastmasters club. People have even created religion-based clubs, whatever you want to do. But make clubs that people are coming in and feeling at home and a sense of belonging. And they're here, but they're not only getting Toastmasters, they're also with people they want to hang with and be with. This is a commitment. This is supposed to be a long-term kind of effect because growing is self-development is a daily absolute commitment you make to yourself. Your learning and development is an asset to you. It's a gift. What are you going to do if you leave Toastmasters? How are you going to grow? How are you going to learn? You want to go and pay 200,000 Rand for 6 weeks? What are you going to do in that time period? What does your club do that no other club does? That unique selling proposition. There's the lollipop. There are plenty of ice creams and frozen lollies. I don't know what you call them in Ireland, but they're lollipops, I think we call them. Icicles, I don't know, America, I think. What makes that one now special? Is because of those different, incredible, probably pure, fruity, sensational bits and pieces you get in your mouth and that rush of flavor. That is what sells it, and the color. So that icicle, I'm probably going to buy that one if I go to the shop because I want to experience something different. I want variety. I want spice of life. I want something exciting. Get visible. You know, if you don't get out there, nobody's going to know about you. Nobody. And I keep proving that over and over and over by things that are happening in my own personal life at the moment, being acknowledged in different areas and things that are happening is because of the visibility. Get out there. Get onto your local newspapers, your radio, your social media. Find out those people that you want in your club. Where are they? I don't like Instagram. Even though people are always, Toastmaster, also the clubs are always getting me to on somehow tagging me onto the Instagrams, but it's not where I hang. It's younger than me. I like Facebook, but I love LinkedIn. And the other thing is Twitter. Twitter's not my game. I don't want to be on Twitter. I don't hang there. So it's unlikely the people that I would hang with are going to hang on that forum. So you've got to work out, where are your people? Is it a local library? We're going back to face-to-face at the moment. It's where are you going to start marketing? Local library? Have you got clubs, sport clubs? Have you got your local restaurant, bars, whatever you've got? How are you going to get out there and tell people about this incredible program that you know is going to be life-changing as it was for you? And the way to do it is to get out there and be vocal. Look, inside there's something's happening somewhere, school, university, college, somewhere. Even ask them for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and say, you know what? This incredible program, I know what it can do for you. There's one thing I know for sure. Toastmaster changes lives, and it can touch any single person's life. There's no problem you can give me that Toastmasters really cannot help that person with. And you're welcome to throw me on the bus and try it later and see how well, if I'm a good cat or this cat's not working well on its feet tonight. It really matters most what's happening before, during, and after meeting. A meeting is not a standalone. Coming up to tonight, I've marketed this event on WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Facebook. I've spoken about it. I've had conversations about it. And afterwards, I will talk about being here and I'm speaking. Now, if I'm running my own event, like I'm about to market a workshop I'm doing with a fellow Toastmaster, experienced trainer as well, we're going to be marketing 3 weeks prior to the workshop. It gives you an idea. I think if Antonia is still in the room, Antonia has done this exceptionally well. When it's Schilling, when she was president, she would do a run-up to that meeting to make sure this whole FOMO. You don't want to miss out because she's telling you of exciting stuff that's coming in. On the day, she's marking everything that happens and photos and everything and fun and lively and bold in the meeting. And after the meeting, she straight away writes an email follow-up, so-and-so won, speech, table topics, evaluations. This is what happened. Ooh, we've got 10 DTMs in our club. We have 3 TEDx speakers, bragging, loudspeaker. If you're not going to loudspeaker, I don't know. Not every culture is about being a loudspeaker. But someone in your club has got to be bold enough to get out there and really get your name out there. And the other thing is effective messaging. The benefits, the values, here's the value, here we come, Nick, here it comes. Benefits, value, stories, and success. Effective messaging. I'm going to be doing a workshop next Tuesday in District 74, just effective messaging, teaching them exactly how to tailor make a message to hit the sweet spot. If you're going to be talking in broad banded strokes all over the show, you're going to miss that target, that bullseye. In order to hit that imagination, that spark, and that need of the person out there, you've got to speak to what they need. What is the pain? What is the problem? Is it fear of having an interview? Are they that young that they're now going for the first job? Maybe it's they're in the dating game and they're nervous about going on dates. Maybe that's their youth. Maybe it's later on in life about how do you now master conflict in your own relationships, your own family? How do you deal with things like when the children are leaving home? What do you do with the empty nest? How are you filling your life? What is your next step in life? What are you doing about your own development? And it depends where anybody's at any given time that you are speaking to their need. And I'm telling you, read that, what's posted in the chat box. There is absolutely every single person can benefit from the program. Even if it's 1 year, they'll be better for having 1 year of their life in Toastmasters than not. And the other thing is you'll see the benefits and values in that sheet. It's stories about telling your story, your club members' incredible stories, life-changing, what happened in their lives, transformational journeys that they went through, their aha moments, their incredible successes because of Toastmasters. I would not be where I am today if it wasn't for Toastmasters. And I say it openly. I would not be nearly where I am in any of the forums that I'm in, have achieved what I have, if it wasn't for the incredible program. Sometimes it was tough. As soon as you go up into those directorate posts, leadership, it gets tough. But guess what? You learn and you grow and you are a better person and a better leader. And you learn absolutely instrumental lessons through all of these things. Those evaluations that you get free of charge, the coaches we get, the mentors we get, everything that we learn. Sometimes you think a distinguished Toastmaster program, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And you go, you know what? It's amazing what you're going to learn coming out of that. And then one day you're sitting in your work, your personal life, and something happens. And you find yourself doing something and go, wow, look what I've just done. And you realize it was Toastmasters that you learned that skill from. That is where you learned that confidence or that one skill that you needed. I know plenty of people who have presentations, and right afterwards, Lucinda, you never guess what? I had to get up and do a presentation, and no one told me I was doing it. And you know, I did it absolutely seamlessly. I was calm. It was all that impromptu work I was doing in the club. It was your mentoring that sometimes was a bit tough. But look where I am today. I now have got an increase of 30,000 Rand a month. I've got the job of my dreams. And it's all because of that confidence that I got in Toastmasters. So that is it. And then I did say this is success stories. Never underestimate the power of visibility. Repeat. Never underestimate the power of visibility. Never, ever, 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 ever. Everything you do out there. Unfortunately, I don't know if you're PR managers here, any other PR managers here. Anyone's been a PR manager inside here. If you go out in the workplace and you're known as a Toastmaster, you're carrying the Toastmaster brand. I promise you. And that people, if you don't behave and someone finds you out doing something silly, they go, oh, is that how Toastmasters behave? Remember in life, that's not the only part of the story. Never underestimate the power of visibility. In your personal domain, use your accomplishments in Toastmasters in the public domain. And use exactly what you're growing, what you're learning, because people are watching you. And you're inspiring people by your growth and your learning. And you are the biggest advert out there. Your own successes, your own growth, your own learning. In my immediate circle, I think there are about 7 or 8 people that know me really, really close that are all on our Toastmasters. And they're not even even close to where I even live. They're around South Africa or outside of South Africa. But they've all joined because they saw what it did for me, and they realized that those were skills that would really work for them. Never underestimate. Remember, be constant in your messaging and get out there. And remember, you are the brand. So it's very important that you remember that. Always the things like core values of Toastmasters is always ERS, integrity, respect, service, excellence. Remember to carry those with you. If you want to carry the brand, carry those with pride at the same time. Never underestimate the power. The timekeeper's talking. I think we're at the halfway mark building up. Building a strong club. We all dream of it. We all want it. But are we prepared to put the work in? I want to know by show of hands, we can get feedback on this or in the chat box. Who here knows all the members in their clubs, what their needs are? Why are they in the club and what are their goals for this year till the end of June 2022? I'd like to know percentage in your club right now. What percentage are you sure of as a member of your club? You might be a club officer. How many people do you really know what their goals are and what their needs are? Very important question. And I can tell you that I doubt many people will even get to half, 50%. It's very important, 25. Thank you, Elizabeth. Absolute honesty. And that's actually good. 80, wow, Daniel, 85, I'd say. Some members are not clear when I speak to them. Very important to find out. As a vice president, a membership president, whoever you are, VPE, educational goals, what are the educational goals? From the membership side of it, are they feeling it? Are they getting value? Are they growing? Are they advancing in their own lives? Very, very important that you find out what is that value. Are they getting value? Because I promise you that if I'm in a meeting and I'm getting value, Nick, I'm going to drive you crazy with that word today. Every time I say it, you're popping in the box. If I'm getting value, think about it. If you're in a good relationship, right, and the person's giving you everything you ever could have wanted and more, and you're happy and things are great, are you going to leave? No. Unless you've got some issues, whatever, about being treated well. But I doubt it. So the same as in a club. If your members feel that they are valued and your members are receiving value, like you are having great meetings, they're not going to leave you. Not And they can be your greatest ambassadors, bringing members and extra guests every meeting. If they are going to get out there and they're going to show the world what's happening in their lives, people are going to go, I want a piece of where you're going. Like we want to grow like you. We also want that increase. We also want to move our lives. We also want to have a life like yours. So it's really about you are the biggest ambassador out there for this brand as well. The next point is recognition, 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 recognition. Let's keep going with that word. Very important. If you ask the average corporate out there, if you could give them money or give them recognition, which would they take, the money or the box? They take recognition because people yearn for it. They either didn't get it growing up, they're not getting their lives. Let's think about it. How many people give you recognition in your life every day? How many people in your month have told you how great you are, how valuable you are, how much you mean to them? They always say, you know, when you die, everyone's got the flowers and they've got the great words, but when you're alive, they've got nothing to say. It really is the truth, is that we don't give enough recognition. And I think that is why this is so important, is we really look at this recognition. Creating extra, Elizabeth was in District 74's, our Golden Quarter Awards on Saturday. Recognition, recognition, recognition. I'm getting recognition in District 91, and I got a Triple Crown. They're doing an article in District 91 magazine. It's recognition. It's lovely to have someone phone you or write to you and say, I want to write an article about you. It really is beautiful. It really means something. I get beautiful messages from people in my day, and I actually stop and I go, thank you. This really means something to me. And they go, well, surely it doesn't mean anything to you. You know, you probably get so much of it. You know, you probably get like, oh, and I go, no. If this means something to me. And I actually think it's so important to celebrate successes of your members in your clubs, in your areas, in your divisions, in your district. Create them, make them up, whatever they are, make a noise. Because the more they are feeling it, and the more excited they are, and the more they're feeling recognized and acknowledged, the more they're going to grow, the more they're going to go out there and tell the entire world, and the more they're going to share on social media, and the more people are going to go, heck, what's going on here? I want to go check it out. And then there's special days. You know, at the end of the day, we're human. People buy from people they trust. And it's all about human connection. It is all about human connection. So if you're going to treat people well, they're going to want to hang around. So if you're going to, their anniversaries, the dog's anniversary, the cat's anniversary, whatever, whoever, the husband, the wife, the whoever, whatever, celebrate it and make known. And if they're going through a tough time, send that beautiful card. If you can afford it, send them some flowers. If they're in hospital, someone's passed away, show their compassion, show their love. And then passion and energy. My most favorite thing, thanks to Antonio, she's here, called me the powerhouse in the UK. I love that. It's all about passion. It is. If I go into a club and I'm like, oh yeah, it's like the energy is like, it's just coming, you know? I'm coming to the screen at you right now. I'm on the room, but I'm coming through the Zoom with you. If I start being contagious and excited about the brand and my club, and I love my club, and I'm talking about Toastmasters, and I'm talking about successes, and I'm talking what I'm learning, and I'm talking about these incredible things I'm doing, and a project here, and I've got the speech here, and I'm excited, and I've got passion, and I've got energy around me, it's all going to cause a ripple effect. I'm going to find other people are excited. It's like, I don't want to name names of clubs too much, but the more you name clubs, the more you build your club out in the public persona, the more excited you are about seeing your people. You're seeing your club, you are talking about your successes, you are loudly telling the world how great this whole thing has been. You're going to have people flowing in the doors, without a doubt. And I remember Lance Miller, who inspires me a lot with his work on clubs. And he follows exactly this formula like I do in sales. I remember one day I was selling moonshine. You all know what moonshine is? Undistilled whiskey. The American thing when they had to go underground, when liquor law was something like a lockdown 5. I don't know if your liquor was banned. We were banned for a long time in South Africa. And they made moonshine. Now, times were tough in my life and I had to go and sell something. And I went and I sold moonshine. It was the most revolting thing I've ever drunk in my entire life. I had to put it in a glass of milk to disguise the taste. But what was remarkable is that I was the highest seller and I sold all the stock. And I was in one of the smallest cities in South Africa, a place called Bloemfontein. And I remember one day going and asking the one restaurant, the manager, I said to him, listen, I don't be funny, but the stuff is revolting. Why are you buying it? He says, I'm buying your passion. I'm buying your passion. It's in the bottle. You're passionate about this moonshine. So I said, you're right. I have to be. If I'm passionate about it, I'm going to sell it. If I'm not. If I say, the stuff is revolting, no one's going to buy it. Agree? But if I go, moonshine, it puts the shine on life. Puts your shine back on. And guess what? I sold that stuff. Would I drink it? Not a chance. But it did very, very well. Still, if I go back to Bloemfontein, the one thing they always say to me is, gosh, you really knew that one thing about that moonshine. We'll never forget you because of that. Energy, communication, critical communication. Communication between the club exco, communication in a cabinet, communication in a directorate, in an executive, in a club, communication. Open, clear, we are a communication organization. Yet, we often see it doesn't happen terribly well. And you have members who are silently stewing somewhere and aren't talking up. Very important to have moments of truth, go through those, and also have open, candid conversations and really look at transparency. Create opportunity and make it a safe and supportive environment that everyone feels safe to really see that they are heard, that they're seen. That is really important. Communication. Tell your members what's happening. Tell them where you're headed to. What is your theme for the year? What are your goals every quarter? Where are you at? That every single club exco goes through it from the president right down. Are we on track? What do I need? What I need from you. Create that warm, engaging dialogue. And you are going to have people that are eating out of your palm of your hand. Because the biggest reason often when people drift away, what is the biggest reason that relationships break down? Anyone know the answer? The biggest reason for divorce, the biggest reason for breakdown in relationships. Communication. So we need to start really practicing what we preach and what we're learning in Toastmasters and communicate well inside our clubs. And then it comes down to the extraordinary factor. That something, that thing. So Toastmasters is ordinary. There are Toastmaster clubs all over the world. But what makes your Toastmaster club the club that I want to belong to? What is it? Is it something about, I know that I'll get my Distinguished Toastmaster Award faster? Is it I know that you're very strong in leadership? Is it because I know your evaluations are great? What is it? Yes, the sizzle and the steak, and that's a District 74 thing, the sizzle. There's actually a club called that in honor of the district director who passed over this year. It's very, very important. What is that extraordinary factor in your club? Like for Blarney, I said to him the other day, you've got to kiss the stone as you walk in the door. You must do something like you're kissing that stone. I think they're going back face to face. I'd like to see what they're going to be doing. It's really important that whatever you are doing in your club, that is something that is unique to you and that people want to experience your club. And we still are kind of online. Yes, people are drifting back into hybrids and a bit of face-to-face. Use this time to still get yourself out there. The more people that are out there, the digital communicators, absolutely. And there's no reason why your club cannot be on a hybrid and cannot stay in some way on that format if you choose to do it that way. Remember that extraordinary thing. What is the thing I can get? I know there's a master evaluation club in the USA somewhere, and I keep on meaning to make it, but it's really like 3, 4 in the morning or something. But I want to go because I want to do a speech there, and I want to see how hardcore it's going to be. And I remember picking a couple of clubs, Saudi around when I was doing my TEDx, running around the world, getting evaluations. And some of them were like, people were like, how can you handle it? And I'm like, no, it's great. So it depends what you're looking for. You know, where are the champions hiding? Where are the people of influence hiding? Where are people that you want to hang out with? Maybe they're accountants, maybe they're lawyers, maybe they are entrepreneurs, maybe they're authors, they're somewhere. And it's important for you to know who's coming to your club so that those people know they're going to hang and network with those kind of people. Very important. Right. Engaging past members. Question. Why did they leave? Do you do an exit interview? Either vice president of membership or the secretary would do that, or the president. Big question. An exit interview shouldn't be a hardcore exercise. It should be a fact-finding mission. If those people can trust you just to give that to you, it's a gift. Because you're probably going to find a whole lot of things that you didn't know. And you have to understand, like feedback, you need to take it. And then maybe apply it. But this could save your club. If you do a thorough exit interview and you find out why those people have left, and it might be things that you all are slipping up on. Sometimes I see clubs get clicks. And sometimes there's like a crowd within a club and people start to feel like they're not part of the club. They don't feel welcome. It's really important that you find out in that exit interview why they have left. This is gold, gold, gold. Invite them to special events. Ask them to come and speak. Keep that relationship warm and keep them on your emailing list with permission, because we know of that Poppy Act. So those are my key things that I would say to anybody about engaging your past members. Why did they leave? The thorough exit interview, invite them to your special events, keep them on your emailing list, and keep the relationship warm. I would even show events that they did really well at when things come up on social media. Remember, so-and-so on that day won the club contest. I wonder where that person is today. This great person used to bring such warmth into our club. Those hugs we miss, whatever it might be. That's how you build those people. And guess what? If they really see your club change favorably and you apply some of that feedback, they might just say, I'm coming back. Because they might really now feel it's a club they want to belong at. So it's really important to keep that up. And I actually would do with members, check in with your members. As a VPN, you should be making sure that they're getting value, that they're happy, and they're getting what they signed up for. And so we move on. Now, this was your actual start was selling Toastmasters. Elizabeth Jordan, here it comes. 1, 2, 3. We also could have called it your investment in personal development, because Toastmasters is the best investment you can ever make for yourself. And you can give yourself, all of you, a pat on your shoulder and say, well done for loving and respecting and honoring myself so much that I've developed and I've invested in myself. Repeat as earlier, it is the most affordable and effective education program in the world, without a doubt. And if anyone can prove it and come at $45, I don't know if you're paying 45 euros. So I'm thinking 91, you might be paying 45 pounds and up. If anyone can find something that can give you what this can give you and all those layers of all those possibilities and opportunities, I will humbly take my hat. But I haven't found anyone that can take me up on that yet. The most affordable, effective education program. And there have been people who've tried. who've been irritated with Toastmasters, left the program, tried on their own to come up with something better, cheaper, whatever they did, and absolutely no one has ever made it, because this system works. And it works. It just works incredibly well. It's the most incredible multi-layered organization I've seen, 96 going on 97 years in existence. And it's gone through all sorts of traumas on the route. I think wars and all sorts, and COVID, and it's going strong. Talk value, not money. So I had a treasurer come to me, and he said to me, he'd written his email, it was going out the members, like, it's time to pay, you need to pay your $45, and your due date is this, and I said to him, okay, I'm telling you now, if you send it out now, no one is going to pay you. So he sent it out, nobody paid. Comes back 2 days later, he says, okay, cool, I'm ready to listen to you. Can you write it for me? And I wrote about the value of being a Toastmaster and about being part of this club. And I spoke about what it really meant to be a member of this club in South Africa, and how much they were valued, and how much they were very much part of this club, and why being a member was so great. And I got him to send that. 10 members renewed within 3 hours. Done deal. It was in. It was a different way of going around it. It was not about money. It was about value. The value of what you'll be missing out, FOMO, if you don't renew. About continuing your incredible growth and learning. Continuing this journey. Continuing becoming the best speaker. What about that next job? What about, you've got to have those goals, and your members need to. And the most important investment is you. The most important investment in the entire world universe is you. Nobody else. Because if you are flourishing, if you are doing well, as a parent, in a relationship, at work, with friends, with whoever it might be, you're going to be better, a better person, and better at all the different areas of your life. You'll function better. You'll communicate better if you're applying all the skills and the learnings of this incredible program. And there's the question I started with at the start. Why did you join? And then we're adding on, what has it done for you? Your why. Simon Sinek, your why. Why did you join? And what has it done for you? What has it done for you? Add in the chat. I wouldn't mind seeing some chat. We've got 15 minutes to go. Anyone want to tell me why did they join and what has it done for you, this program? See if I can read some of them. Got me 2 promotions. Yes, Larry, that's a very, very good thing. I wonder if you take that, do you tell the world about that? Does your club talk about that incredible accomplishment? Nick, maybe into global high-performing leader, in and out of Toastmasters, awesome. Do you tell the world about it? Do you acknowledge that is it? Does your family, does everyone know about this? The fact that is why? You see, often we just sit on top of it. You know, it's like they always say the poor man that sits on the box and he's got gold inside and he says, I'm poor. And he's told to open the box and look below him and there's gold in the box. It's really important to start realizing that gold and that value that you've got inside of you. So may I have comfortable words in my voice. And yes, every time I tell my story, promote. Awesome, Larry. Do I see anything else here? It's given me a new perspective. I wonder what perspective, Philippa, if I can go a bit deeper with that one. Be a better speechwriter. Lovely. Absolutely. Leadership skills, self-confidence to go for new roles. Help my community write eulogies, wedding speeches. Lovely. Love that. You see, I wouldn't have got a TEDx if it wasn't a Toastmaster. I was doing a launch meeting. I did What's in it for you? The last part, the big sale kick at the end. And yes, the club chartered. But what I didn't realize in the audience, there was a man who was a TEDx convener. And that Monday, he phoned me and said to me, you know what, I want you to do TEDx in Namibia. Will you come? And that's how I get a TEDx. I didn't look for it. I didn't ask for it. It came to me. So there are many, many things. If you look at how many events I speak internationally today, so much of it is because of this incredible organization and the amazing people I've met because of this organization. Get Innovation on Stage where Prince Charles that recently spoke about the environment. It's broadened my circle of friends and discovered new skills and passions. Absolutely. And that's the stuff that you need to go out there and tell the world. Is that we all have those days where we say like, we get grumpy, especially if you've been in leadership. You have those grumpy days in Toastmasters when you're like, why the heck am I doing this? What am I doing to myself? And I've got to hate myself really badly. But then you get times where you realize how far you've come and how much you've grown. And it's those times that you actually sit and you and International Knowledge and Support Network is really important to look back and see how far you've come. So why do you join and what has it done for you? What can it do for your guests and memberships? Okay, Nick, we're not going to do this to you again. There comes the benefits and value again. What can it do for your guests, the guests, so that yes, you can actually get them to become members? And what is it doing for your current members? Very important. If somebody comes here and said, you know what, I'm a pensioner. I'm sitting in an old age home. What can it do for me? What is the point? You go, you know what, you'll be amazed that you'll be developing and realizing you're never too old to learn. You'll learn basically a student for life. And it will give you a new zest for life. You'll meet new people and network with new people, any younger people who are going to enthuse you. And you could be a mentor and hand your golden knowledge to them and mentor them, coach them. It's going to give you a reason, probably even more so, to live and to want to get up every single morning. And they can attend meetings anywhere in the world and meet people and realize there's a whole new horizon. When they thought they were just ending and things were shutting down, actually they are starting. It's never too late to start. You need to know what is the benefit. What can it do for your guest who's coming in for the first time? And what can it do for your members? Your members, where they are, all of you, in all your clubs right now. All of you. I want to know, can you go to every single one of those members in the club and ask them a question today or tomorrow, whenever? What is your goal? What can you still gain out of Toastmasters? What next step can you take? What exciting new direction do you want to go in? Maybe it's another pathway. Maybe it's a completely different project. Maybe it's doing a blog, podcast. Maybe it's learning how to do live videos. Maybe it's taking over doing something in your club, your district, or wherever it might be. But tap into their potential, make them feel special and acknowledged, and let them start using their talent and growing, because that is going to be amazing for them and for you. And then my favorite other one is the real life transferable skills that I did on Saturday in District 74. And people come in the room and ask them in a poll, like, what do you think about Toastmasters? Like, yeah, I can learn, I'd be a better speaker, I can learn a couple of things. And the end is like, oh my word, it's huge. And you go, yes, it is. If you go and look up to board level in Toastmasters and realize all the different levels, it is huge. Challenge yourself, get out the comfort zone and go and be exploratory. This is the best experiential hands-on learning program in the world because it's a safe and a supportive environment. You can't get fired. You're not going to lose your job. You can try anything out. I can promise you, I never wanted to be a trainer. By my sport, I'm a sports scientist and I was a coach. And if somebody said trainer, I would think it's like the donkey, donkey is trainer to me. And I ended up, because I was the PricewaterhouseCoopers coach, I ended up more by like, why are they using the building, going to find out what this was? And it was the TLI training speaker to trainer. And I did the training, and I still had no desire whatsoever to be a trainer. Today, I train across the world. And professionally, I train in my career. And I love that. I just love it. There's nothing that excites me more than training. And before, I'd pushed it aside thinking that it was a bad title. It was a horrible thing. I don't want to do that. I'll be like a low-class citizen or something. I don't know what I thought about it. But because I did it, because I tried it out, I learned that I'm not a mentor at all. And I tell people, don't do it yourself. Don't come to me. I'll coach you, but I don't mentor. And it's because I did mentor. I mentored people, I mentored clubs, but in coaching, I know I get the results and it works according to my energy. So it's really important to get out there, try everything out, say yes. Yes. Someone says, try something out, a role. Yes. Like Branson says, say yes and then work out how to do it afterwards. But say yes. And then be committed to the process, because you learn. You learn by saying yes and staying with your skin in the game. Elizabeth, I hope I've answered your question. Okay, put a ring on it. Antonia Harrison, this one is for you. The one day I learned this. It sounds better than call to action. Closing the deal. It just sounds better. So I credit Antonia for this, because she was the one that said, if you love it, put a ring on it. It was about joining her club. If you love my club, commit. Put a ring on it. And I've used it ever since. So we credit the people who give us inspiration and ideas. In life, when you're trying to close a sale, you're trying to get a guest to a member, ask open-ended questions. You want to get them talking. So you've got content to work with, that you've got input, that you've got feedback, that you can create a conversation and engagement, because human engagement is how we sell. So it's about open-ended questions. Did you enjoy the meeting tonight? That's a closed question. Tell me, what did you learn from being at our club tonight? What would you like to learn? Why did you actually come to this Toastmasters meeting today? What is something that really inspired you today in the meeting? Tell me more about it. That's your open-ended questions. And the most important one is ask them to join your club. Repeat. Ask them to join your club one more time. Ask them to join your club. What's the takeaway of the meeting? Absolutely, Nick. Absolutely. Hundreds. And so many people want, I don't know what they're wanting, actually, because often I say, but did you ask them to join your club? And they go, no, they'll let us know if they want to. No. You're going to walk with them. You're going to ask them to join your club. You're going to say, if you feel they're fit, please, integrity. If you feel they're fit and you really like them and you really feel they fit in and they add to the feeling, whatever, ask them to join. Help them complete the membership form. Don't expect these poor people out there to know how to fill the form. This is where you lose people all the time. That thing is on digital, is difficult. Get a Zoom call, help them fill in the form, bang, and then follow up for the payment, and it's done. And a call to action. Make a time zone. I would love to speak to you in a week's time, see your first speech, your icebreaker. I would love you to be a timekeeper at our next meeting. I'd love you to see you at this. I love that. So whatever you do, call to action, make a time capsule around it so that they're signing up, they're joining up. There's a special. We're knocking off $5 if you sign up by the end of the week. We're going to be giving you a mentor in the next 2 weeks. We're going to be doing whatever it is, call to action, call to action. Follow up. Follow up with them. How did you find the meeting last night? When are we going to see you again? Are you ready to sign that membership? You're ready to take that first step? We look forward to seeing you take that first step. And I can't think that word. And something is a Toastmaster. Introducing you to the club as a Toastmaster. I can't think of that word now. That word's escaped my brain. But anyway, that ceremony we do when people become induction, induction. And then recognition and celebrate. When they become a member, welcome to our new members. Who are they? Where they're from? Tell them a little bit about the world. Yeah. The person's like, I'm so special. Look at this. I really am seen. I'm loved. And that is what you really want to experience. I think we've got about 4 minutes left. So I am actually going to, I think our next slide is pleasure, Larry. I'm going to check the chat box now. If I can just get out past this. I think now we go here. So I can stop sharing. Yay, I can see you all. I love that part. If you want to put your cameras on, I like to see everybody in the room. I like to see happy, glorious faces in the room. Let's go back to the chat box. Right, and then we can, I think we're going to go, Zoom Master, I don't know who's going to go into the Q&A. Let's see.
Lucinda, do you want us to write in the chat, or can we just put our hands up? What would you prefer?
Hands. I like hands up. It's time for you to talk. I need other voices. We've heard mine for a while. Yeah, awesome. So you can fire away. Who has a question to ask? I don't know who was first. I see Nick and I. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you right, Nick? Do you have a question for Lucinda?
Thank you. Hi, Lucinda. I love your presentation. Thank you. What would you say to clubs or individuals who are very reticent, who are very much kind of like shy? Oh no, I can't possibly put myself forward. I can't possibly say all these good things about my club. And people like me are saying, come on, you know, and there's like there's a lot of hard-coded shyness inbuilt to them. How do you help them?
You know, I think we've got to remember situational leadership. Very importantly. And I often do those profiles, DISC profile, I do the compass profile. I often do that in EXCOs and going up in leadership. And I do it a lot in corporate. It's really important to realize that some people are the people that are the loudspeakers, and some people, we are all different. And you cannot push an introvert, someone that wants to be more supportive role, quieter role, they might want to do something else. So they might be better at treasurer, secretary in a quieter capacity. They might be the person that will write the blog. They might be the person that's doing it in a different way. So we've got to be very careful about pushing people that aren't ready to go. And I think you've got to start nurturing the skills of those that are and directing them and confidently building them up in order for them to do that part and go out and speak. But you help them by talking about their stories, talking about their successes. There are a lot of people that don't realize that actually achieving a pathway, a level, a speech, whatever it might be, they don't see it as anything and they don't acknowledge themselves. You know, the most important thing is we value ourselves first. And so often we don't, and that's why we need value and recognition outside of ourselves. But the most important thing you can do as a club, EXCO, whoever you are, a mentor, is keep on reinforcing the good and giving that person opportunities to take those little steps, little steps, just one little thing. One thing to do, maybe get them to do one post, maybe to even start at the beginning of the meeting, doing their story. Why did I join Toastmasters? So just do the little things, and the little things count and matter at the end of the day. I've known people who've sat in the back of a club for 2 years and done nothing, but they've paid and they've come back. And eventually they get up and they speak and they take roles, and you just get people that are. They get to cabinet only after 20 years of being in Toastmasters. They've taken longer. And that's what's beautiful about a self-paced program. There's no right and there's no wrong. Have I answered your question, Nick?
Yes, thank you.
Katuta.
Katuta. Yeah, had his hand up.
Great presentation. Thank you very much. I was just wondering, how did you manage to do your DTM in 1.5 years? Did I hear that correctly? You did it in 1.5 years?
Yeah. It was the year that you didn't have to do a leadership role if you were a successful coach. You could you could do it. And I'm very goal driven. You know, I was a high achieving sports person, all of that kind of thing. I just work at a very different level. I push the whole time. You know, why did I do a triple crown in 91? Aiming for a second DTM because I feel like getting into 91 for fun. But it's because it keeps me fit. I feel that I push myself hard because I feel otherwise I get stagnant and I get lazy. So I just have a different, and there's no right and there's no wrong. That's the beauty of the program. You know what? I've known people who've become district directors haven't got a DTM. That's okay. But we all get to choose the speed we go at, and there should be no judgment. I chose to fly and run through this thing at speed. I promise you, I think I was a professional Toastmaster because it was a lot of work. It was crazy. It consumed my entire life. And I'm very, very glad I did. My second DTM that's coming through the wings now is I've done it just, you know, I've just been beat up now the 3 levels because I was feeling my speaking was getting very, very low because my training is so high at the moment. And I wanted to bring up my speaking back up to the level to speak internationally. Does that answer your question, Katuta?
Yes, thank you very
Elizabeth,
much.
your hand politely raised in the corner.
Yay. I'm not surprised at your speech, Lucinda, because I've followed you around the world, so I knew what to expect, and you know you always exceed expectations. The point I want to make, though, is that your approach involves, I would say, advanced selling skills that most of us don't have in our clubs. So is it your suggestion that we add a bit more of this to our COP training, or how do we get these skills? Because we don't have them. Things like closing the sale, I'd be almost embarrassed to ask someone to sign the form, you know, so how do we get that? You know, thoughts, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing VPM training. Anyone's jump in on my call. I'm doing for new clubs, District 74, 7 new clubs in 3 months. And they're all going through club officer training. I'm doing the VPM section on Saturday. And you will see in club officer in the training how at that stage already I'm teaching them not to fear asking for the sale. If you know what is done for you and you believe in the system and it's worth it and it's great and it's working, there's no doubt that you're not going to pay that fee. And I always feel like you're almost denying someone that right if you don't. Because that person might just be waiting, kind of shy, not knowing, uncertain. No, do they really want me? Is this really right? Whatever. It's really about becoming confident within the Toastmaster journey. You know what it does for you. You know the value. You've got it there in the chat box, the values and benefits. It's loud, that sheet. So go through those values. That's the kind of thing I bring a lot in the training when I train. And I enjoy training people on it. And certainly the major words today, if you go look at my Facebook, Elizabeth, you'll see it today. It really was about, I wrote about it. The starting block for sales is the following. It's all about, am I valued and am I receiving value? And it's just those two things. If you know in your club that you are giving value and your members are receiving value, they are going to make it a priority to pay their fees on time and not miss a beat on being part of your club and be part of the program. I can tell you that I pay my fees ahead of time and no one has to remind me. And I actually get cross when people ask me to pay because I'm like, I don't need to be told. I know I'm going to pay because it means so much to me, because that is what's inside of me. I don't want to stop growing. Don't stop the growing. And this is the kind of messaging, even coming through from district level, through your PR manager, that kind of thing, is about don't stop the growing, don't stop the learning. Keep growing with us. Stay in the game. We look forward to celebrating your achievements. We're here to grow together, like my hashtag, let's grow together. You know, it's all about that growth and growing together. And it starts with those two things. I promise you. Are they receiving value and are they feeling valued? And if you can answer those two questions, you are way ahead already. It's the same with any product, anything you sell. if you know that product is valuable, okay, and it's at the right price, and you would buy it, then you know you've got a good product and you can sell it. And your client knows that they're not just money to buy and pay for something. They actually matter. They matter to you. You value them. You value your clients. You've got that deal. So it's a very similar kind of thing. So I broken it down enough? I know this is not a fast, quick thing. I think you need to do it a couple of times over and over, and you know, and definitely in Club Officer, probably your next one is to bring in something specific to the sales. Yeah. If you go and look at London conference, I don't know if they recorded it. I did the sales Mythbuster, and that spoke very strongly to getting over the fear of sales, the sleazy part. And it's a human conversation. It's about trust. It's about making it very relatable and very, very easy and flowing and warm. And, you know, getting off it about the money and the pressure and the stress. You can sell without being salesy, absolutely. Anybody else? The last question. I don't know how much time we got. I think we are now at 9:07. Yes, Liz?
Sorry, I was... Whoop.
And then Claire.
It's in 2 minutes left.
Oh, 2 minutes.
One more
Thank
question.
you. Timekeeper, we're on time. Yeah. We are moving. Claire.
Did you have a question?
Yeah, so I'm a new VP PR, and I'm feeling rather out of my depth, shall we say, with all of this. And my challenge is I'm trying to get the club involved to support in spreading the word on social media, and I just feel like I'm not getting anything. Like literally this week, I asked in the WhatsApp group those 2 questions, and also could people send me a photograph so I could do a collage of the club. Nothing, not one person responded, and it's just so have you got any suggestions for galvanizing the club members into,
as leadership, you learn.
And there are a lot of new members in our club who are very shy and very introverted, so I think that probably is a factor.
There are 3 words I taught my area directors: motivate, inspire, persuade. Motivate, inspire, persuade. Motivate, inspire, persuade. Leadership, that's what you learn. This is a non-profit organization. We don't have money. We can't buy you. We can't push you. We can't pay you money to do things. We've got to motivate, inspire, and persuade. And to get the engagement, you've got to build up that passion and energy, the communication. Remember those 3 things, and they're extraordinary. Those 3 things. And if you want to, next Tuesday, South Africa, I'm going to be doing a VPPR, a masterclass on effective messaging. So I'm doing it on Bang Tot, because I've realized they're not getting guests into their clubs, and they asked for that one. So I'm coming back. I think I've done that before in London. I've done that before in 91 a couple of times as well. I'm coming back with that one. So if you want to jump on that call, let me know. I can send you a link. And the world is global. You can come to training anywhere you want to. To get engagement, you're going to have to build up some hype, build up some excitement, give them a vision. Hey, what sort of club do you want? Come on, everybody. Let's do this together. And create some hashtags, create some exciting bits and pieces, and, start with their stories. I want to know your story. Come on, tell me about your story. So it really is, people like to sit back, get apathetic. I often think that we've got to remember, often get reminded by people in my life that, I'm an extrovert, and I don't have a confident thing. It's not my story. It's not mine at all. But I've got to remember that around me, a lot of people are battling with confidence, feeling insecure, feeling reserved, maybe more introverted, all of those things. And I've had to learn how to lure them out gently, and to give them the honey, and to sweeten them out. And before long, they like, oh, I just did something. And I'm like, yo, look at that. You did something amazing. Look at this. And then you celebrate that moment with them. Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm the introvert, as Elizabeth knows, because she's in my club, and it's took me about 4 or 5 years to be where I am now. So it is little steps all the way. So I guess I know what it's like to be those people, and that's what I need to kind of speak to yeah, to help them to come through.
So you've been there. You must think back when you were there, what you needed someone to say to you. If I came at that person, I said, listen, I had a deadline tomorrow. I want a story. No, like I'm doing this now. They would run away and probably leave the club. So you've got to learn a way of just gently saying, you know, the way that you wanted to be spoken to, the things that worked for you, that positive reinforcement, no pressure, give people time, allow them their time to come up with, but give them a deadline. You know, say like, can I expect in 5 days, you know, something from you? But, you know, I learned that I had a team around me that was very different to me. And I had to all the time situationally work with all the people where they were at. And I had to bring the best out of all of them and make them shine. It wasn't about me. It was all about them. So, you know, keep going. Well done. 5 years, your VPPR. 5 years. You never know where you'll be in 5 years' time. So just keep on the journey and well done.
Thank you, Lucinda.
Back to Liz. I think my time is up. I think I've got the red light. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'd now like to just hand straight over to Elizabeth Jordan for some closing remarks. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you, Lucinda.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Before we say anything else, let's put our hands together and give our guest speaker, our D71 warm welcome. So Lucinda, what can I say? You've made my job very easy. And I'm going to quote the gentleman in Bloemfontein who said to you, he wasn't just buying your moonshine, he was buying your passion. Because I think I've seen many speakers come and go in D71. This is certainly one of the most passionate and purposeful. And I really thank you for bringing a message to us that we absolutely need to hear and we absolutely need to put into practice. So the chances are I'll be inviting you back again sometime. But I think for the people who are gathered here, I think you've inspired us, you've motivated us, and certainly, Claire, you'll be getting something from me tonight. So that's the impact of, you know, what Lucinda has said. But seriously, I want to thank you. That is pure passion. It's what we needed to hear, as I said, and it's something we're going to work on. And I'd love to keep in touch with you. I have to say that last year when I was PR, I went to all the masterclasses in D74 because I think you're one of the best districts in the world. So I learned a lot from you. And that's why I was there leveling up and dancing with you on Saturday at this most amazing club. So I'll keep in touch and I thank you again. I want to thank our Zoom masters, Liz and Nick. These people are phenomenal. They keep our district, you know, going, moving. We don't have to worry about anything. Thanks, Sue. Thanks, Claire. Thanks to everyone to come, and thanks, of course, to our district director who is here. And I want the last word, as I said, to go to you, Lucinda. Thank you. And I have to say, it's lovely to see you, Etienne. We'll be speaking tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. Lovely to see you. Thanks very much for coming. And on that note, I want to thank everyone. Last word to Lucinda, thank you very much. And as I said, I'll keep in touch. You'll be back in D71 again. You've inspired us. So thank you. Round of applause.